Hello everybody.
Hello.
Hope you're having a good start to the week. So we are here today to talk about what are website leads.
Yes. What are website leads?
What are website leads?
What are website leads?
So, website leads are things that we talk about a lot. We're often telling people that they should be getting leads and sales from their website. But some people don't actually know what website leads are. They don't really understand the concept. They
What are website leads?
Okay, Chris, I'm getting to it. So they have a website. They put their website out there and they just sort of have it sitting there because they know that they should have a website for their business. But it's not really doing much for their business. Their website is pretty much a brochureware site, just sort of shows what they do, but they're not actually asking people to engage with that site. And what website leads are, Chris?
Before you say the answer to that question, I'm Chris and this is Jude. We're really studying websites. In case people don't know who we are. Because I interrupted your flow and then we didn't introduce ourselves.
No, we didn't.
So I'm the silly one and then Jude's the sensible one.
Nicola is saying on Instagram that is her. She is the person that has that brochure website that just sort of says what she does, but it's not actually asking people to do anything.
Oh.
She's not actually getting leads to that site.
Honestly.
So what website leads are, essentially, is when somebody comes to you through your website as a potential person to work with. So it might be that they are somebody that you could see becoming a client. Hello, Chantel.
Hello.
It might be that they are somebody that you could get to buy a product. So yeah, that's what a website lead is. It's somebody coming to you through your website that's going to lead into actually doing paid work with you or parting with money with you in some way.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting the camera because Facebook is drooping.
Facebook's gone droopy, Instagram's fine. Instagram is good this week. So there are different types of leads that you can get from your website. There are what I would just call leads. Then there are warm leads. And then there are very warm leads. And I'm going to explain what each type of these leads look like through your website. So I would say that a lead through your website is somebody joining your email list. That is a lead. They are obviously interested in the type of thing that you do because they have chosen to use a free download that you have got available, or they've signed up to your blog because they find it really useful. So they are a lead, but that's quite an easy lead to get. They're not necessarily going to turn into a paying client or customer, but they are definitely worth nurturing because they are obviously someone who is interested in and needs the kind of thing that you do. So those people coming onto your email list, which you should be building through your website, they are leads. Then I would say that warm leads are people that maybe come to a free workshop, or they actually take the time to fill out an inquiry form, because these people are putting a bit more time and effort into exploring what you do, into getting more information around the kind of thing that you do. And so I would say that those are warm leads, especially those people filling out an inquiry form, because they're probably handing over perhaps more detail about themselves than they would be if they were just joining your email list. So that shows that they are actually there wanting to engage in that two-way conversation with you.
Yeah, and leads turn into warm leads once they've been on your email list for a while, and as long as they're engaging and opening your emails, clicking on things, they're constantly interested in what you're doing, so they become warm leads over time.
Yeah.
They might see that we've got Facebook Live and join a Facebook Live occasionally. So anyone that really kind of starts to get to know you and they become a warm lead. Like, we've met quite a few people that have gone, oh, I recognise you from your Facebook Lives, but we've never met them before, but they already really like us, so they're already essentially a warm lead.
And the amount of people that, when they actually do first of all come along to a workshop, or do actually first make their first inquiry with us, say to us, oh, I've been on your email list for a couple of years. Like, that happens a lot. So, that shows you have to be patient in business. It does not happen overnight, but because we have sent out that email to our email list every week and we've nurtured them, like Chris said, those leads can step up to the warm lead level because of that nurturing, which is why the nurturing is so important. So you've got your leads, you've got your warm leads. And then I'd say the people who are very warm leads are the people who booking a call with you, because then they are actually wanting to have that conversation with you. And anyone who's booking in a call knows that there's likely to be an element of well, why don't you try using our service? Why don't you try using our product on that call? So they're already open to having that sales type conversation. So they are a very warm lead. Somebody who perhaps buys a very low price item with you could then be a very warm lead to move on to buy something else from you at a higher ticket price as well. Because there are lots of studies that show that once people have parted with money with you once, they're more likely to buy again. So although at that point they're essentially already a customer or a client, they've only purchased something very small, that potential to upsell is even greater with them. They're a really warm lead into the next stage of working with them in your business.
Yeah, so as you can see, a lead can become a warm lead, and then a warm lead can become a very warm lead. And then there's some people that, like, they followed us around in our various journey over sort of the online world for multiple years. Like, we used to sell WordPress themes, and we know someone that bought loads of WordPress themes that we did then, and then they kept an eye on our Christian Jude courses that we ran for a little while, and they bought our courses, and then they came along and looked at Ready Steady websites and bought some Ready Steady website stuff, and then they joined up to our mentoring membership. So it's really, you know, once you've made that connection and someone feels that they can trust you, those leads become very warm, and it almost turns into a kind of professional relationship really with some people, depending on kind of how it works. So, but yeah, the main thing is being patient, and also giving people the things that you think that they need, and that does come back to really kind of getting your ideal customer nailed as well.
Absolutely. And it is really important that on your website you have got a way of capturing each of these different types of leads. So for those people who are cooler, they are the leads. You do need an easy way to get them onto your email list. So you should have at least one freebie that is a very accessible, easy, light touch freebie for people to get, or a blog that you can ask people to subscribe to, something that's really useful. You do need to have that on your website. And then, I mean, for those people, you can then warm them up into the other things. But if you have got some kind of inquiry form that people can fill in, have that on your website, so that people who really want to know a little bit more but perhaps aren't ready to book that call yet, or don't feel comfortable having a call, can get in touch with you that way. And running things like workshops or mini challenges can be really great for people who want to get that much more information. So have a landing page for people to sign up to a workshop, so that you can be working with them a little bit more and moving them towards becoming a paying customer or client. And then definitely have a book a call button on your website, so that you can have, even if it's just a 15-minute call, that's all our demo calls are on Ready Steady websites. A 15-minute call is enough to really get into some insight from that person to see if they really are serious about working with you, and then you can take it from there. And also, having a low price item for sale on your website is a really good idea too, because that's going to generate you a bit of income without really having to do much, as long as you get your messaging right, so that it's a no-brainer, that people are like, of course I'll pay £7 for that, like that sounds so useful. But you can also have those people on a separate part of your email list, so that you can nurture them in a bit more of an intent way. An intent way? Does that make sense? With more intent to get them to become a client or a customer. So do use your website to capture these different types of leads, to get people in at different stages on their journey around whatever it is that you do. And then your website really will be incredibly useful for your business. Intentional. Thanks, Nicola.
I'm glad Nicola knows what's going on, because I had no idea what she was talking about. So
oh dear, it's Monday. My brain has not woken up.
But yeah, and the other thing that we'd say in terms of kind of leads generation, then obviously nurturing them once they're into your list, is don't make things too complicated. Don't come up with all these crazy nurture campaigns depending on what things you've tagged them as, all that kind of stuff. We did start out with that kind of thing because we work with a lot of kind of big coaches that have big lists. And we saw the kind of things they were doing with their nurture campaigns. But for our actual audience, we found that the best thing to do is to send them weekly emails and then signpost them to the various things that we're doing. you don't need to be too clever and, you know, turn things on and off and tell them one thing and not tell them the other thing and necessarily take them through like a load of different steps. Because you do complicate your life as well as theirs as well, and they'll probably get fed up if they feel like they're just being sort of talked to by, and depending on how you've written your emails, they don't want to feel like they're being talked to like by a robot basically. So we always keep our emails very personal, and we don't overload people with the content that we provide. Obviously when it comes to like a workshop, we'll push that a little bit more because we want people on there, we want people talking about it, and also, you know, over time, the thing with leads as well is they don't always have to, that person who signed up to your list doesn't have to convert into a paying customer. They might recommend you to someone else just from them simply being on your list. They may get other people into your world as well. So always treat people with respect and don't necessarily worry whether they become a customer or not. Just treat them like you treat any other person, and you can't really go far wrong, really.
Yeah, and we found, like Chris said, those leads don't always become customers, but we have
Nicola's talking to us, apparently. We can't hear you, so
just keep talking to us, it's fine. But yeah, we've had people on our email list, like Chris said, who have recommended this to lots of other people. We have got our website handbook that we wrote is going to be on a degree course list this year, because the person who runs the degree has been on our email list. Again, she was another one who said, I've been on the email list for a couple of years. And now our book is going to be on a degree course list.
Recommended reading.
And so, you know, things like that, people are sitting there and you don't even know that they're sitting there. So it is really worth sending out those regular emails, using your website to build up those leads, because you don't know what it's going to open up for you down the line. So we really do recommend it. And if you do need a hand with getting your landing pages right so that you can be building that email list, getting those leads in, I don't know what's wrong with my brain today. We've got a workshop next week, which I hopefully will be more awake for. So on Tuesday next week, we've got a workshop to help you create leads. Oh, God.
To help you create leads and sales from your landing pages and sales pages.
Yeah. Sales and landing pages that convert.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
So it's all about kind of structuring your pages in the right way. Obviously, landing pages are slightly different to sales pages, but there's loads of different terminologies out there. So lead pages, lead magnets, downloads, ethical bribes, all that kind of stuff that people talk about. But essentially, you're just talking about landing pages, and there's different ways to make them convert better. And we do really well with our conversion rates on the landing pages that we have. So we're going to share some of those kind of tips and secrets. I'm not sure if they're secrets, but we'll share some tips on you know, what we found has worked best for us building landing pages, not only for us but also for our clients as well. And the kind of good things to do in terms of kind of sales copy and, you know, the regular things you'd find on sales pages that people don't actually always think about. So it's going to be a good workshop. So yeah, make sure you're there for it next Tuesday. Yeah,
that's Tuesday next week. Or if you sign up, you can get the replay as well. On LinkedIn, you can go to the link in our bio to go and find out more about the workshop. On Facebook, we will pop
LinkedIn.
Not LinkedIn.
That's Instagram. Seriously, what has happened to you today? Okay, so yeah, click on our bio on Instagram and we'll drop a link in on Facebook, and maybe I'll sit you down and give her a cup of tea.
Nikki says I'm hilarious, so at least I've brightened up her Monday.
Yes, we've had a bit of a rough weekend with some other stuff going on in our personal life, which I'm not going to go into because it's too traumatic, but it's been a horrible weekend. So
we didn't get much sleep on Saturday night, and it's obviously still affecting me today. Chris seems to be able to structure a sentence most of the time.
Yeah.
But yes, so have a great week, everybody. Come and join us next week on the workshop. Tell other people about the workshop if you know they could do with some help with their website and getting more leads and sales through it. And we'll be back next Monday, hopefully more coherent.
There's no guarantees, but we'll see how it goes. And we've got the slides ready for the workshop, so they should, in theory, make sense.
Yeah,
so,
the workshop should be fine. Yes. Cool. Right, have a good week, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Right. Take care. Bye.